Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews. I'm going to be reviewing the extended edition of the Da Vinci Code. And I gotta say, objectively, when I originally saw the Da Vinci Code without an objective eye, or without a critical eye, I was just watching it as a moviegoer, I thought it was very good. Objectively though, now that I see it, and even just watching the extended edition, I know which parts were added in and which parts were the original cut. I would say that I would give the theatrical cut, objectively, an 8 out of 10. To be fair, an 8 out of 10. There are scenes that suffer, there are things that do seem oddly placed and whatnot, but it still is a good movie. It still passes. Extended edition, I would actually put this movie at a 9 out of 10, 4.5 out of 5, because there are some things that do enhance the movie. Most of the inserts of these movies, or of the scenes in this movie that were deleted or cut for one reason or another, they actually serve to enhance the story, give a little bit more background, and it's not tedious. Now, the only scene objectively that I understand why they cut out was the scene where, at the end, spoilers ahead, Teabing, played by Sir Ian McKellen, is thwarted, and they solve the riddle from the crypttext. And then they go outside of the tomb of Sir Isaac Newton, and it leads them to Rosslyn, after Teabing is raving like a madman, saying that, oh, you solved it, he knows where the Holy Grail is, and yada yada yada. Well, there's a scene that is inserted in between, inside the tomb and outside the tomb, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me placement-wise. I would have placed it after the outside of the tomb sequence, because it seems like they're at the police station, or a part of the police station in London, because there's all those pieces of evidence that are in bags and whatnot. Now, I could be reading it wrong. There is a chance, so I will say that. But it just does seem like this should have been a conversation after the whole scene from outside the tomb, where they're saying that they know where the Holy Grail is. Now, there's also something I would have put in to make that scene a little bit better, and to lead into that scene better, would be Jean Reno's character, Bezu Fache, the cop from France, saying, I need to talk to you both for a moment to clear these matters up. Because, like I said, it does seem to go to a police station, and then they're right back outside the tomb of Sir Isaac Newton again. So it doesn't, so there is a bad insert placement when it comes to cutting the extended edition in. Subjectively, though, I absolutely like this movie. I will not take as much off the score because of that bad placement. I will say this, though. I won't give it a perfect score because of that bad placement. I will basically give it a 4.9 out of 5. Where I usually do give 0.5s, on a rare occasion I will give other decimals, like 0.9, 0.7, and whatnot. So this one, subjectively, is 4.9 out of 5. It's very good. Moviegoer, it's 5 out of 5. I enjoyed it. The pacing was great. The movie was just awesome. I enjoyed the Robert Langdon movies. Of the ones that I've seen, I haven't yet seen Inferno. Now, before I do end, I actually want to give some context and background and whatnot of my own reasons. This movie was the first movie that, and while I do understand, before I continue, I do understand it is fiction, it is, or the book is fiction, as is the movie, it's all fiction. I am a Catholic, and I have had crisis of faith before. I have questioned my faith many times. But this movie does make a person like me beg the question, what if Jesus Christ was just an average Joe that was capable of what he was able to do, like miracles, the walking on water, the healing, and whatnot? What if he wasn't the Son of God? What if he was born to a man? It does beg the question. This movie makes people think. Now, there are many people who I know, Odin being one of them from Odin's Movie Blog. He's a devout Catholic. He teaches theology and whatnot. And I asked him about the Mary Magdalene thing. It's like, where did it ever say in the Bible that Mary Magdalene was a prostitute? When I read the Bible, I only read that she was the witness to Christ's resurrection. And he did his best, and he actually answered it satisfactorily to me. If I remember it correctly how he answered it, he basically said there was another woman named Mary, I believe, but Mary Magdalene was possessed and Christ healed her. And there was another woman who was a prostitute where Christ healed her as well. And it was purely a misperception or a mix-up. Now, I'm sorry if that is incorrect to Odin right now. I'm sorry if that was an incorrect remembering of how you explained it to me. But when he did explain it to me, I do remember being satisfied with the explanation. I mean, if I do have any religious questions, I would actually defer to him. Now, this movie always gets me to cry at the end when Tom Hanks finds the Tomb of the Magdalene. It's hidden beneath the Louvre. And I don't know if it's because the score is so well done. I don't know if it's the implications of what is happening in the scene. I don't know if it's a symbology of the scene. All I know is that at the end, at that moment where the camera is panning down into the Tomb of the Magdalene, my eyes water up like mad. There's just a welling of emotion. And I honestly don't know the cause of it. Could it be a mixture of all three of those things that I have described? The score plus what's happening, the implications and whatnot? I honestly don't know. But it is something that I have always pondered after I've seen this movie. Anyway, folks, that is going to be the video. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all know the drill. Oh, excuse me. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Also, make sure that you turn the bell on for notifications for future videos. Stay tuned for tomorrow night at 9 p.m. I'm going to be doing a Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone movie discussion with a panel. Some of the panels are Lorena Creole, AFK Bard, and a few others. Make sure you tune in. Next week will be the scheduled Versus stream of the same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. So yeah, folks, make sure you tune in for those, especially if you like Harry Potter. This has been Orange Hat Reviews. Stay humble.